Hey everyone! So for today's video, I am doing a review on the Maybelline The Blush Nudes palette. I know that this came out a while ago and I kept meaning to do a review on it, but I didn't want to do a review until I had really used the palette and knew what I liked about it and what I didn't like about it so that I could be 100% honest with you guys. I will tell you guys that this is solely a review video on the Maybelline The Blush Nudes palette. If you want a comparison review video between the Maybelline The Blush Nudes palette and the Naked 3 palette, give this video a thumbs up so that I know. I would totally love to do that kind of review video, but only if you guys are interested in seeing it. So like I said, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know if you want to see that. You can also comment down below. Just give me some sort of way of knowing. And kind of a side note here, I feel like I look totally terrible today. I'm sure everyone once in a while has the day where they just feel like, ugh, like I'm tired. I feel like my makeup doesn't look good. I feel like my hair doesn't look good. I'm just not, I don't know. I wish I looked better, but I wanted to get this video filmed, so this is how I am. With that being said, let's get into the video. So to start out, let me just show you what this looks like. So this is the packaging. It has kind of this rose gold kind of color here with this nice see-through front so you can see all the colors in it. And then the packaging, like the other Nudes palette, explains how these are arranged, how you can kind of apply them, which is great for someone who's just starting out, or if you just need some guidance or whatever. It's really nice that they supply this on the back for you so that you can pair things more easily. So then when you open it, these are all the shades. It comes with two little foamy applicators here. And you can obviously tell you go from your lighter shades over here to your more dark shades. There's only one matte in the palette, which is this one right here. This kind of pinky shade, which just looks like that. So I'm just going to take these little foam applicators out so I can hold this better. But basically you have your lighter shades over here. It gets progressively darker as you get this way. Real quick before I get into this, I have done 2 separate makeup tutorials with this palette. I will have them linked down below if you want to see how these palettes apply to the eyes and how they look. So I think the best way to review this is just to go color by color and tell you guys what I think about it. So this first shade is just a white shade. It has a little bit of shimmer in it. It's great as a under the brow highlight or inner corner highlight. It's not extremely pigmented, but it still is really nice to just add that kind of pop of white. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's right here. So just kind of a white shade. Guys, it is literally so hot in my room that I feel like I'm like sweating right now, like. Alright, so this second shade is this kind of light shimmery kind of pink. It's a very pretty shade. If you just do like one layer of it, it's a little bit sheer. So if you do a couple, like 3 layers, it will show up still on the more sheer side. It's a lighter color, but it is very pretty. And I'll swatch this for you guys. Now this is a couple layers on top of each other just to make sure that you'll be able to see it on camera. So right here is what it looks like. It's a really pretty light pink, like I said, but it did take a couple of layers to really make it show up. So then the third color up here is kind of this peachy pink color. This is more like a ballerina pink. This is definitely more of a peachy pink. And this is definitely one of my less favorites. That doesn't make sense. One of my colors that I least like in the palette. It's a very chalky color. It's not extremely pigmented, and when I just put it on, I feel like it goes everywhere. I will swatch it for you guys, but like I said, not one of my favorites. So here it is over here. This is that first white color. There's that ballerina kind of pink color, and here's the peachy pink color that I just swatched for you guys. So it's not a terrible color, but if you're a person who's used to using high-end shadows like say Urban Decay, this color is definitely gonna let you down. Then the fourth color up here on the top is that matte shadow that I mentioned earlier. It is the only matte shadow in the palette. It's a pink color, but it kind of has taupey undertones in it, I feel like. I will swatch it. This one really feels good, like when you swatch it. Like, it's smooth, you know, and that's what you really want in a shadow. This is definitely one of my more used colors in this palette, and this is what it looks like right here. Definitely one of my more used colors in this palette, just because it's the only matte. Then we kind of have this how do I want to describe this? It's kind of like a goldeny, bronzy kind of color. Very, very pretty. One of my more favorite colors in the palette because I just think it's kind of a unique color. There's a very similar color to this one in the Naked 3 palette, but besides in these two palettes, I really haven't seen this color anywhere. It's just really pretty. It's like a very summery kind of look. So this is it right here. And I'm not really sure why I swatched these on my hands like this. That was not smart, but whatever. There it is right there. Super pretty. Then there's this plummy cranberry pinky kind of color over here. Another one of my favorites in this palette. I just think it's a lot creamier than some of the other shadows, like say that kind of peachy pink that I didn't like. This one is not chalky like that. It's creamy. It's really nice. So here it is over here. Really, really like this color. I think it's going to be really pretty for fall time. And also these two both are really pretty for fall time. I feel like they would be really pretty together as well. Then on to the second row of shadows here. So these are the more dark shades in the palette. This corner one here is kind of a light silvery color, I would say. It has a little bit of shimmer, not really much compared to these ones up here, but there's a hint of it in here. Definitely, I think this is my least favorite color in the palette. It's really, really chalky. So you can see here how chalky it is just by swatching it. Definitely not what we want, and definitely unlike the other shadows in this palette, which really sucks. And it doesn't really show up very well. I mean, I have used this in a tutorial, but just as an extra color to add into the crease. But honestly, this color just really sucks. Like, there's no other way to describe it. It doesn't show up very well. It just, ugh, super, super chalky. I just really hate this color. The next color is a darker silvery color with a little bit of a taupe undertone in it. I actually really like this color and I wear it on my lids a lot. I'll swatch it for you guys. It turns out like more taupey looking. It looks more gray in the pan, but it's not. So there it is right here. It's really, really pretty and I really, really like this color. Next up is this taupey kind of brown shade. I also really like this one, not quite as much as this kind of taupey gray shade, just for color reasons, but for swatching it, it's very creamy still. It goes on really well. This shade is just really, really nice. It swatches well, goes on well. It's just an overall really great shade. And I also think this one would be really great for the fall time as well. Next up is this also gray color, but it kind of has like almost like a teal undertone in it. This one swatches, it feels a little bit chalkier on the finger when you swatch it, but it still shows up decently. You do have to kind of layer it a little bit more than some of the other shades, which I don't like so much because, you know, when you're busy and you don't have a lot of time, you don't want to have to keep layering stuff to get the great color pigmentation. But this is definitely more of a gray versus like a taupey gray like the other two. So this is what it looks like right here. Still shows up great, but I'm still more of a fan of these two colors than this one. Just for color preferences, you might like this. This also could be a great color for the outer V if you want to darken things up. Then we have this darker brown color right here. This does have a hint of gold flecks of glitter in it, but also a great color for an outer V to darken things up or do a brown smoky eye. It doesn't have that creamy texture when you swatch it, but it's still really nice. It comes off really well. I mean, you can just see right here, that was like one time just rubbing my finger in it. A ton of product came out of the pan and transferred onto my finger, so that's super great. And the only thing is when you swatch it, it does kind of fade out a little bit. You're gonna have to put probably more than one layer, but 2 layers of it does have a great color impact. I like the gold flecks in it. I think it's really pretty. I love gold and brown together. So this is what it looks like right here. You can tell it is darker and very different than all of the shades we've swatched so far. And then lastly, we kind of have this dark brownish black color that has red flecks of, I guess, glitter in it. I haven't used this one on my eyes yet just because I don't know if I'm a fan of the red. but I will swatch it for you guys as always. It definitely shows up black just with those red little flecks of glitter in it. I don't really know what I would use this color for. But I mean, it is really pretty. So this is what it looks like right here. Obviously very dark. It is the darkest color in the palette, and it will be great for darkening up the outer V. I just don't know if I'm a fan of the red flecks of glitter, but it still swatches really nicely. So now that I have swatched all these colors individually and kind of told you what I think of them, overall I do like this palette. The colors that I don't like are kind of this peachy pink color because it's too chalky, this light gray color because once again just too chalky, even more chalky than this peachy color, and so this color just really doesn't show up at all. And then I wish that this kind of blackish color here didn't have the red flecks of glitter in it. I'm just not a fan of red, I guess. But I mean, it is a nice color. It does swatch nicely. So if you like the red glitter, then you're gonna like that color. I know that with drugstore palettes, especially like things like these, where people think they're kind of dupes for, say, the Urban Decay Naked palettes, a lot of people don't like them because they're just saying Urban Decay is so good. And I agree that Urban Decay is really good. I mean, you just can't beat the quality of their shadows, but for being a drugstore product, I do think that this palette is really nice. I won't say it's the quality of Urban Decay. Like I said, it's definitely not up there. There's a couple colors that are really, really good, like these two up here, and then that matte color, and then I really like that kind of silver taupe color. They are great, they are creamy, they swatch nicely, but once again, just not quite up to the Urban Decay standards. As I said, if you want me to do a full-on comparison between the two where I really go in depth, I definitely can do that. But as for now, I'm going to say my overall opinion on this palette is that I really do like it, but if you're trying to compare it between Urban Decay, you just really can't. If you ask me, would I repurchase this? I would actually say yes. At first, I was kind of like, because I started using the shadows and they didn't seem like they were going to be extremely pigmented, but I think sometimes once you get that initial layer off by just using your finger, you know, I feel like these soften up a little bit and they're better. But I really, really like this palette. I find myself using it more than I thought I would when I originally got it. You really can't beat the price of this. I mean, it's $9.99. You're getting 12 shadows in it, and they're a decent sized amount. How many overall? This whole palette has 9.6 grams in it, which is 0.34 ounces. I haven't hit the bottom on any of these shadows yet, and I've had it for a couple of months since it came out. So overall, my opinion on this palette is that if I ran out of all these shadows in it, I probably would repurchase it. Someone actually gave me this one as a gift, which I'm so grateful for because I just love it. But yeah, I would repurchase this. I think that it's a great everyday palette. If you don't want to go out and spend that $54 for that Urban Decay Naked 3 palette, then this definitely is a great option. I think out of all of kind of like the drugstore shadows out there, this is going to be the one that's most comparable to that palette. And I think the colors in this are really, really pretty. They're colors that you can wear on a daily basis, even kind of like this silvery gray taupe color that I was telling you guys about how much I love. It's definitely wearable, just all over the lid. A lot of these colors in this palette, besides kind of the ones more on this end, are colors that you can wear on a daily basis and make look really, really pretty while still having more of a natural eyeshadow look. And that's what I like about this palette. It's really an everyday type of palette versus the other Maybelline Nudes palette, which has those darker colors and like the golds and stuff, which is more of a palette, in my opinion, that's a nighttime kind of look. This palette is very, very pretty for summer with these, you know, kind of bronzy, pinky kind of shades in it. This palette would be great if you're just starting out with makeup, but even people like me who have quite a few palettes and so much makeup, even I like this. So I think this is just really a good drugstore find, and I was actually surprised that I really liked it. Like, I wanted to like it when I got it, but I wasn't so sure at first, but after really trying it out for a couple of months, I can honestly say that I really do like this palette. I find myself reaching for it a lot more than I thought I would. And yeah, if you're interested in this palette, I would definitely try it out. If you have tried it out, let me know what you guys think of it by commenting down below. Because I like to hear what other people think of different products. I want to know, like, do these colors swatch the same creamy kind of ish for you as they do for me? I don't know. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review video. If you have any other questions about this palette, leave them down below and I will gladly get back to you. As I said before, if you want a comparison between this palette and the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette, give this video a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, as I always say, please subscribe. I post new videos quite a few times during the week, and it will just help you stay updated when I post videos so that you are the first ones to know. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.